but unfortunately for you, you will be forced to watch Easton Stick and Aiden O'Connell on Thursday Night Football for Raiders Chargers. I wish there was more implications for that game, but yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that we're here on week 15 about to get to, and
Everybody has to earn their contract. Will Easton Stick live up to his contract? That
hey,
is the question on Thursday night.
I'm actually like I saw a graphic the other day
You should
where I
have come
think
out to Vegas.
I wanted to, but then I saw again Easton Stick and Aiden O'Connell. I'm
Yes,
good, but
come out
then I
and
saw a
start.
graphic where it said Josh Allen and Justin Herbert had the longest active streak of starting in the NFL, and I'm like, okay, it's time for Easton Stick, and he came in, and yeah, he wasn't as cool as you when he came in for that game, and he won't be. I don't know. Aiden O'Connell was pretty bad, so he might be the star for Thursday.
Three to
But
zero. Can you imagine? Like last week, we were all like, "Oh, 6-0 Chargers over Patriots," and then
yeah,
this week, it's like, "Oh,
they're,
hey, game
they're
set match 3-0."
they're
So
matching it.
my prediction for this week 2-0.
Okay.
Max Crosby will sack Easton Stick for a safety, and that'll be game 2-0.
I was
Game
really
set.
hoping for 0-0 to go to overtime. That did
You're
not occur.
crazy.
But to your point, Fernando, it is wild that we are, 4 weeks away from the postseason, and it's a shame that the Chargers are not going to be in the race. Or they're 2 out with 4 to go, and there's like
Allegedly, technically.
80,000 teams tied at 7-6, which is intriguing. But the Chargers are not part of that. I don't know. It's a bummer for that. But on the flip side, it should be a fun race though for the other teams.
Yeah, and we'll get right into it. I mean, Chargers head coach announced that Justin Herbert had a right index finger fracture on Sunday. Today, Brandon told the media that that they don't know basically how long Justin will be out. That he's seeing two different specialists. They did lose yesterday, 24-7. Justin, like Gilbert said, an ugly game. I mean, we went down to halftime, spoke to Antonio Gates. That was about 30 minutes, and you come back up, and it's like, oh, okay, we didn't miss anything. But definitely interesting. Well, actually, no, we did miss. We missed that Justin Herbert did not come back into the game. Like at halftime, they were like, oh, and then obviously they ruled him out. But Brandon said we're gonna do what's best for Justin Herbert and his future, which is exactly what this organization needs to do. And I know obviously Brandon fighting for his job. Same with the job. Everybody in there is fighting for their job. There's players that are obviously fighting for new contracts. There's everybody has something to lose, gain or lose. And but the organization needs to do what's right by Justin Herbert, and I think they need to shut him down for the rest of the year. I don't think he needs to come back. He's 25 years old. The ribs last year, the shoulder, the left shoulder, finger, the middle finger this year, that one that it just split. But and then now the finger, his right index finger, like shut him down, rest him the rest of the season, and just let him get back to feeling healthy. I know he didn't have a full off season this year because of the shoulder and all that, but yeah, there's don't try and play hero like at this point. Like just shut it down, get right, come back next season, even if everything's different. But I do think that they need to do what's best for him, and the best for him is to shut him down.
Yeah, I completely agree on the Herbert front. And before I give you more of my point, don't be shy if you're watching live here. Give a comment if you're a Chargers fan and you're frustrated. Vent here. It's a safe space. It's okay. We'll have a dialogue here. It's all right. Where's the Thea? I don't see a Thea. It's kind of a little surprising.
I
Maybe
think the year tapped out.
I was gonna say maybe he's hurt from the season. And then and also later on we're gonna talk Rams, Ravens. We're gonna talk Cowboys, Eagles. We're gonna talk Bills, Chiefs. But let's not focus too much on this game because it's very grim. Fernando, and real quick, it's kind of funny that you have the nice sun beaming into
Yeah.
your room there. You're shining, you're bright. I like it. Not for the Chargers so much there, and they're shining. I'll keep going off. Justin Herbert, you're 100% correct. They got to shut him down. They haven't done right by him. They haven't protected him with the offensive line. The rushing game's atrocious. The wide receivers can't stay healthy. Should keep going on and on. Kellen Moore hasn't done much. The defense has been terrible. The GM hasn't helped out.
Did you catch Dan and Dago's rant last night?
No, I wanted to because I saw the comments. I'm like, oh, your rant made me laugh, so I gotta watch it. So
he goes off on Matt Ryan, on Tiki Barber, on Tony Romo. Like guys, even if you're not Charger fans, like go to What's Up Bolts, and I think it's like right in the middle. Like Dan and Dago just goes off on commentating nowadays. Like it was just one of those things where I was starting to drink water. I almost spit it out. And then like Jeff Miller sees me after. He's like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Daniel went on a rant about," and then he goes, "You don't have to like that's all I need to know." Like he just went on a rant. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude
I
is
felt his
something else.
wrath yesterday when I was trying to, give him crap for like, it must be a bummer seeing Antonio Gates and Rivers on the same day that Herbert got
They
his
got
finger
slaughtered
hurt.
when LT got
Oh,
inducted into the
oh,
Chargers Hall of Fame.
really? When was that?
Oh
Which
yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Was I there? I'm forgetting.
No. I think it was I think they were still in
In San Diego?
He Who Must Not Be Named.
Oh, okay.
Location that must not be named.
Sorry, I just did
But
it. But it was kind of like, two guys are very talented. They just kept falling short year after year. And then this time with Justin Herbert falling short year after year. So I think that kind of, bothered Dan. And then he went off of me for me being a curse. And that's okay. That's fair. I'll take the heat. I did predict the Chargers are going to win the division. I take a fat L there. And it's been very disappointing. To your point, Fernando, it's time for a fresh start. Time to move to 2024. Focus on the draft, and we'll find out about Staley and Telesco. But it's a very grim situation. At least you lock down your franchise quarterback. Like, can you help the guy? I know he hasn't been playing well, but he can't do everything himself out there. And I don't know. It's just fascinating how this team got very old very quickly, and then they don't have a lot of young stars to kind of build off. We see the Rams with a combination of veteran players and young players. So we see that the Ravens on the other side with Kyle Hamilton. Hopefully he's healthy, but he's banged up right now. But all these teams have something promising. Say Flowers is the wide receiver too. So there besides Justin Herbert, there's not much to build off. Obviously, Keenan's having a great year. Same thing with Khalil Mack. But other than that, Fernando, that Broncos game was just atrocious. It was tough to watch. Seeing Russell Wilson move at a very slow pace, getting a couple touchdowns, and that was enough.
Derwin said that they're not connected right now, and that's really telling on what that means, because the defense just like it just feels like everybody, like, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Daddy Daycare with Eddie Murphy, but like they're like, "Oh, do you guys want to run and play?" And the kids are like, "Let's just run in circles." Like that's kind of what it feels like. Like the offensive line, like for all the protection, I know, like obviously Will Clapp, we all know he's not Corey Linsley, nowhere near Corey Linsley, but it's just been bad. Like the offensive line is really bad right now, and I mean, it's not getting any better. You're like the pressure that they're sending, and it's been what have we talked about all season? At the end of games, they're sending in pressure. The Broncos said F it. They started sending pressure from the beginning, and it got to the Chargers. And I think what really kind of deflated the team a little bit was Michael Davis gets that interception, and they go for it on 4th and 3, and then they throw it to Gerald Everett. Everett drops it.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that kind of took the sale. Like if you would have gotten 3 points, there he is. If you would have gotten 3 points, that would have at least maybe given you a little bit of momentum. But man, that Broncos defense is suffocating. That's why, I mean, honestly, Gilbert, I'm sorry, but I don't think your Houston Texans are going to make it.
Yeah.
But I think the Broncos are going to make it, and I think that they don't turn the ball over. They run the football. Russ is just asked to manage the game, and that's why they're so. And then that defense, just like I said,
Sean Payton's coaching well, and that matters.
Exactly. That he should be. I think you're the one that wrote it. That he should be in consideration for
Same like Mike McCarthy. But I think I don't know about Steichen and D'Amico Ryans this week. They lost, so it's still an open race. I feel like,
man, Zach Taylor, if he gets that damn team in the playoffs, he deserves consideration for coach of the year.
It's like a list of 10 people. I feel like,
but go away from the normies. Like, go away from the typical like John Harbaugh's. Go away from those guys. Like, and I know John Harbaugh deserves it. Dan and Dago says that he deserves it for having to coach Lamar Jackson. But go away from that and give it to somebody who deserves it. But it just, you see what's going on. You see, let's real quick. Athir, what's up, bro? And then obviously Ola from Chile. From Chile.
Athir, you're late, by the way. We were waiting for your comment. You're usually the first one. But shout out to Albert because he was the first one. We'll talk Rams in a bit, Albert.
Yeah, we're gonna get there right now. But But yeah, Gilbert, I just don't know what else you can really do at this point. I mean, NBC already changed their graphic from Justin Herbert against Josh Allen to
What is
Austin Eckler versus Josh Allen. So,
it's not like an angry Brandon Staley. You know how they had Bill Belichick the other day.
yeah, it just I just don't get what playing him would do for you. I mean, it
No,
just
nothing.
let him just go out or let him just sit for the rest of the year. Let him get right. Like he's taken a beating in these first few seasons in the NFL. So it's just why, why, why is he mad at me? I didn't even do anything. But man, it's just, and then you have Khalil, 32 years old, and Khalil's Gilbert. Yesterday we were talking to Khalil after the game, and he says, "Man, like he's like, you look at like once you get to this age, you look at these opportunities,
Yeah.
and I look back at the 2018 Bears, like we had so much talent and we couldn't get over the hump." And now you're looking, and he didn't say this. This is like what I'm saying. They're looking around now, and you're like, dude, like you got Derwin over here. You have Keenan. You have at the beginning Mike, Corey,
Yeah.
Justin. Like this was supposed to be a more meaningful season for these guys, especially after what happened last year. I don't know if you read Pop's story, but Khalil was thinking about calling it quits after the Jacksonville loss, and his wife told him, hell no, you're not quitting. Like you still have a lot to give. Shout out to her though. She's a real one. I mean, that's the kind of woman that I think we all want to get, somebody that's behind you 100%. But by the way, Cleo had that swag yesterday. Like he was dripping. Like dude was dressed to the nines. I was like, damn. I'm like,
I gotta check out this outfit then.
yeah, exactly. But
I didn't know that part about that story there, and he's having a great season and career year in sacks, maybe I think, right? Or
yeah. No, he's at 15 right now. So the next game, I mean, he plays the Raiders this week, so we'll see what he finishes out with. But it's just Gilbert. It's just one of those things where I'm sure he's frustrated. Keenan's gone through this, and you're just like, damn,
a lot.
like, yeah.